This video is an additional explanation for the topic of this week, which is reflective writing. Right. First of all, the introduction to reflective writing. What is reflective writing? Now, if you look at this slide, it is a bit long, 6 points and a lot of words here, but I would like to bring your attention to the importance of reflective writing. This part is important because there will be one assignment in week 6. Will be given to you in week 6, and you will have to submit in week 7. It is an assignment, not a test, meaning the task will be given to you earlier, so you have 1 week to write or prepare the assignment and submit within week 6. Week 7. So week 6 is next week, so this assignment will be next week lah. Right, so what you have to do for the assignment is you will get a newspaper article, and what you have to do is you have to write a reflective writing. Now we look at what is reflective writing. Okay, if you look at this slide, there are a few points stated here. If you look at the yellow text, response to experiences, opinion, events, communicating your response to thoughts and feelings, a way of making meaning out of what you study, and so on. Right. So the essence of reflective writing is we look at the word itself, the name itself, reflective writing, related to the word reflection. Now, if you think about the word reflection, what comes to your mind? The first thing would probably be a reflection in a mirror, right? When you look at yourself in a mirror, you see yourself, okay? But this is different. This is not a reflection, an image reflection, but a reflection of your mind, okay? So it means that when you read something, when you read an article, you will generate the image inside your mind of what you have read. And in reflective writing, you write your own reflection, meaning what you think about it. If you, let's say you read an article, so you create your own reflection, your own mindset, your own thoughts of what you have read. Okay, you read something and you think about what you have read. Is it right or wrong? Do you agree or disagree with it? What are your opinions? What do you think? What do you would like to add to it? And what do you would like to argue? Things that you don't agree, okay, things like that. So in essence, that is reflective writing. You read something, you understand about it, and you have your thoughts about what you have read. Okay, reflecting to a newspaper article. What is the purpose? The purpose is to express your personal thoughts, your personal understanding based on your knowledge and experience. Okay, and then you have to support your opinion with strong arguments and connect them to other experience and concepts. These questions might help you in the process of reflection. Okay, I'm not going to read this. It's quite long. There are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points here. You can read this on your own, but the main argument here is that the most important thing is you have to understand the article first before you can reflect and have your own thoughts. Right, moving on, the structure of reflective writing. How do we write a reflective writing, and how does it look like? Okay, we can express what we have to say in addition to, meaning we agree, or in contrast to, meaning we disagree. Now, reflective paper can be done in 3 different modes: descriptive, explanatory, and expressive. Descriptive is when you describe something. Explanatory, the word explanatory here is based on explain, Expressive is based on express or expression, relating to how you think, how you feel, and how you believe. Reflective writing is often less formal. You can usually use I, my, or we, but you don't use the words like kid, bloke, stuff, or all those uncommon, or the words that we don't really use in writing. Okay, colloquial here means more to the spoken language, okay, informal language that we use when we speak. Alright, so the process of writing. Number one, you start with identifying the issues raised by the article's author, and then we make a thesis statement, and then supporting your stand by providing concrete reasons and justify what you have learned. Organization is simple, same like any other piece of writing. You need an intro paragraph, 3 body, and a conclusion. Basically, it's a 5 paragraph essay lah. Okay. Now, next part is how to write a thesis statement. The word thesis statement has been introduced in last week, week 4, for informative speech presentation. Okay, we need a thesis statement, but it wasn't like properly explained in detail. Okay, in this slide, there will be proper explanation. Okay, what is thesis statement? It is a statement in one sentence only. I've noticed a few that submitted the draft last week. The thesis statement or central idea was more than one sentence, and it's more like a paragraph. Okay, but it should be one sentence only that summarizes the main point or claim or view of a written text. Meaning, when you have the 5 paragraph essay, you have 3 body in the paragraph, right? 3 main ideas. So the 3 main ideas will be summarized in one single sentence. So it becomes the thesis statement. Okay? It tells readers what your paper will be about, makes a claim that others may agree or disagree with. It is a statement. It cannot be a question written in your own words and not a quote from a source. It generally appears at the end of your introductory paragraph. So in your intro, you need one sentence, which is the thesis statement. Okay. Now, how do you write? These are the steps actually. Topic, controlling idea, and predictors ni are the 3 steps lah. Okay, first step is start with a question. Now, when you are reflecting, when you have read the article and you have understood, you have to ask yourself, what is the article about, and what would you like to find out or decide about your topic? The example given here is, has the internet had a positive or negative impact on education? Maybe for this one ni, the article is about the impact of internet on education, but it doesn't say positive or negative. But this is the question that you ask yourself. Okay, the article might be just impact of internet on education, and that's it. So this is what you reflect on yourself. This is what you ask yourself. Is it positive? Is it negative? Okay, number 2 is write your initial answer or the controlling idea. After some initial research, you can formulate a tentative answer to this question. At this stage, it can be simple. The answer should pick a side and take a position on the issue. After you have read the article, you have to think of your position. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you lean on the positive side, or do you lean on the negative side? Only then you can develop your answers, and this will become the predictors. Now you need to consider why this is your answer and how you will convince your reader to agree with you. The final thesis statement doesn't just state your position, but summarizes your overall argument. The example given here, okay, the negative of internet use are outweighed by its many benefits for education. Look at this sentence. The negatives of internet use are outweighed by its many benefits for education. Meaning, in this thesis statement, the author have picked a side which is negative. Negative lah, because the sentence here it says negative internet are outweighed. Outweighed here meaning positive is more than negative. So that is the side. And these are the summary of the points. Internet facilitates easier access to information, point number 1. Exposure to different perspective, point number 2. And a flexible learning environment for both students and teachers, point number 3. So this is how you write your thesis statement. Okay, and then we have a sample here, but I'm not going to explain this sample one by one because it's quite long. You can spend the time on your own to read and look at the samples here. This is the original article, and this is the reflective paper. This is sample number 1 and this is sample number 2. These are 2 samples given for the same article, this one article only. If you look at the structure, this is the intro, this is the conclusion, and this is the body, 3 paragraph. Same like this one also, intro, conclusion, and the body, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's look at, let's demonstrate the process, what you have to do when you are writing your reflective writing. Let's say we go on the internet and we try to find an article. Okay, for example, I'm looking at NST, newstraitstimes.com.my, nst.com.my, for the article in the opinion section. Okay, opinion section, and the article's title is Films and Effective Teaching Medium. These are the text. This is the text. It's quite long. I'm not going to read it word by word, but the essence of this text is the early parts is talking about United Kingdom, how they use films to teach, and then South Korea, black and white Malay films of the golden age, and then Australia, and then UK. These are the examples given by the author. And then moving to this part, this part, as well as contributing to formal education, films can educate the public on specific subject. This is his or her, his. The author is Norman. Nama dia Norman, so male. His first point is films can educate the public, and then film screening should not be confined to cinemas, and then stretch the limits of imagination and creativity. Lagi serve as a record of our rapidly changing world, and then becoming useful and powerful resources of education. Promote films as a form of public culture. Okay, so this is the opinion and the essence of this article. Basically, it's talking about how film can be used to teach in schools. So, when you read this and understand everything, when you want to write a reflective writing, you have to think of the first step is whether you agree or disagree. Okay, so let's say you agree. Okay, I agree with this article. It can bring benefits. These benefits are listed by the author. So when you write your article, it is not you are not asked to rewrite the opinion of the original author. This should not be taken and included in your in your own reflective writing, but what you do is you add or you argue. Okay, so remember that if you do this, if you copy this and paste it in your own reflective writing, it doesn't become your own your own reflection lah. It becomes copying and pasting. So this is not what we want. We want our own idea. So let's think of something. These are good. These are the points listed by the original author. Let's think of something else. If we agree, let's say we agree, film can be a good teaching method or teaching medium. So what else? How can it be helpful? Interesting. Number one, when we use film in our learning process, students can get excited. Number one, okay, and then number two, it promotes an exciting or fun learning method. And number three, we can integrate technology better in the process of learning by using films. So those are the 3 points. Those 3 points are not here, but it agrees to the original points and adds to it. So when you have those 3, you can start writing your reflective writing. Okay, you can start with the intro. In the intro, you can mention about this, no problem. You can mention about the original points stated by the author, which are educating the public, should not be confined to cinemas, stretch the limit of imagination and creativity. What else? Serve as a record, and so on. In the intro only, because you want to reflect. You don't want this in your writing, in your body, but intro, no problem. Okay, so in the body, you explain about the 3 points that you have come up with in addition to this. And then you conclude again by saying, you can say in the conclusion, you can say something like, I agree with the author that this film can be a good teaching method, and so on. You can repeat your points again. Number 1, apa tadi? I forgot already. Number 1, 2 and 3, and that's it. Okay, so that is all for reflective writing. I hope that explanation helped in understanding this topic. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask on Telegram, or you can PM me. If you have my phone number, you can PM me on WhatsApp as well. Okay, so that's it. I hope this is not too long. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and